nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't know you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World.
What you just heard, and I'm hoping that I can make that audio work, was the audio from an Oval Office meeting between Volodymyr Zelensky, Donald Trump, and J.D. Vance, who was there for reasons, I guess. I don't play audio from anyone. That was lifted from the CNN feed. Wow. Just wow. I don't often, I find myself speechless a lot with, the Trump administration. I find myself always scrambling to come up with the right words to respond to some of the shit that they do, because it's fucking crazy. All right. It's fucking crazy to tell the American people that we're going to fix the budget by cutting non-essential government jobs. Okay. The entire government payroll is like $270 billion a year. Like every single government employee, from the president of the United States through the legislature to everybody in the military to every single person who works for the federal government and draws a paycheck from it. It's like $270 billion. It's a little less than, actually. Donald Trump's proposing $400 billion in tax cuts for the wealthiest among us. So when they say, well, we're going to pay for it by eliminating it. No, you're fucking not. No, you're not. Even if you fired every single employee, including yourselves, you couldn't do it. So, this is so egregious. We're 3 years into the war that they thought would last a fortnight, 2 weeks. They thought Putin would have his forces in Kyiv within a matter of hours, and whatever Ukrainian resistance would be stomped out within the first couple of weeks. Well, 3 years later, they're fighting still, and we've supported them because they're a sovereign nation that's being invaded. Now, we didn't support them with boots on the ground. We didn't support them with the blood of American soldiers. We supported them with weapons and food for their people, supplies for their people. We supported them in the ways that we could without actively being involved in a hot war in Ukraine, because that's how world wars start. But not doing anything and capitulating and appeasement is how World War II started. So anybody who isn't familiar with their history should know that what Hitler started doing was just taking over countries, and the other bigger countries just allowed it to happen and said, okay, well, that'll stop him. But it didn't stop him. Vladimir Putin wants to reconstitute the Soviet Union. He stated that's his goal. He's been president of Russia since 1999, 25 years and counting, almost 26, I guess. He regularly has his political opponents arrested, or they suffer mysterious accidents that cause them to die. He's a vicious, brutal dictator. And in my opinion, honestly, he's probably the richest man in the world. I would estimate his worth is well into the trillions. He's been stealing from the people of Russia for the entire time. He has a system of oligarchs that keep people in line, but the people of Russia are they are essentially just pawns in his brutal dictatorship, where he maintains power by silencing opposition. And what we heard today in the Oval Office was Donald Trump and J.D. Vance blaming Volodymyr Zelensky for having his country invaded. Blaming Volodymyr Zelensky for not quitting sooner, for not just giving up, for not surrendering his country to Vladimir Putin. There was a time when, like, I grew up during the Cold War when the Soviet Union was our enemy. They were, well, adversary. I mean, you couldn't be an enemy unless you had a hot war. We've got an adversarial relationship with the old Soviet Union, you know. In the 80s, the Cold War, Reagan, Gorbachev, you know, stare downs, you know, the constant threat of global thermonuclear war. You know, Donald Trump has the balls to talk about World War III, and that Zelensky is the one threatening it. But, well, fuck, Zelensky is protecting the Ukraine. He's just trying to protect his own people as best he can while maintaining their freedom and sovereignty. And in essence, the new position of the United States as taken up by our sort of democratically elected president, I use that phrase really loosely, is that we side with Russia. And they're trying to bilk Zelensky out of the rare earth minerals that Ukraine has in exchange for what? Not even really anything. No security guarantees. Basically, they want to be paid back for all the money that was given to Ukraine, all the arms, all the support that we gave them, which came to them with no strings attached. That was the whole thing. His first impeachment was over blackmailing Zelensky, saying, we won't give you your funds. It would be I want you to give me dirt on Hunter Biden. You remember that? That was the first impeachment. I'm just a guy. I have a podcast where I talk about, life. The idea being, to have a time capsule for my kids going forward. I don't know. I don't even know if any of this at this rate, this podcast will become contraband. This podcast will become like some sort of evil underground propaganda. Like I was a revolutionary in the time before the revolutionaries actually had to take up arms and start fighting. The scariest part of it all is that, it feels like violence is always right around the corner, or some cases like living next door to you. The threat, the stochastic terrorism, it's all just there. It's all just there on its face. It's just there sitting in front of us, and we have to stare at it and wonder what's next. When does the hammer fall? And the people who are supposed to protect us, the people who are supposed to stand up to aggressors, the people who are supposed to support the oppressed, they're not on the side of the masses anymore. It is literally the 99% versus the 1% now. And if you don't see that, you're fucking blind. You're blind. It is the rich against the poor. They got all the money. All we have are each other. Humanity wasn't supposed to devolve like this. And for the record, it's devolved like this before. You know, the Roman Empire ended because of greed. You know, one could say that the reason that World War II ended the way it did in Europe was greed. Greed for money and greed for power. And those things corrupt the souls of men and women, though we never see that because, I don't know. Women can be corrupted, too, by power. I mean, look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Lauren Boebert standing there telling us that the California wildfires would still be burning if it weren't for Donald Trump releasing that water from those reservoirs up in Northern California that are 150 miles from where the fires were. And there was no physical way to divert them. All they did was release a whole bunch of water into the Pacific Ocean. That's all. That's all they did. It was of no fucking use whatsoever in the firefighting. But we've got Lauren Boebert, whose heart is corrupt, her soul is corrupted by power, out there telling a lie that's so easily disprovable, it's laughable. I don't know. What do I know? I know that facts seem to not matter anymore. I know that everything is devolving and it's really hard to find a silver lining most days. Zelensky was here in Washington, D.C. trying to get help to save his country. And our commander-in-chief berated him, called him disgraceful. We have fallen a long, long way. We used to believe in things. We used to stand up for things. But those days are gone. We're the villains. Our country, not us as individuals. Our country is led by the villains. And they are not just taking it out on the rest of the world, they are taking it out on us right now. People here at home. I stress again, every single person who gets fired by Doge, who has no authority to fire anybody, for the record. Doge isn't even real. It's not even a real government entity. It was not created by a law. It has no actual authority of any kind. It can act, I suppose, in an advisory situation, but you still have to set all of that up, and they didn't do that. They didn't do any of that. None of these people have been confirmed by the Senate. None of these people have been background checked by the FBI. It's a joke. They've got all of our information, all of our bank information, all of our routing information. The last umpteen years of our tax returns, they have it all. They have all the information on us. Elon Musk has all your info, baby. What are you going to do? I don't know. Change banks, I guess. This is a dark time. I've been saying that. If you listen to this podcast, you know that I warned about these things because I mean, you could see them coming if all of you were paying attention. I'm not like Nostradamus or anything. I wasn't the only one either. Tens of thousands of people were saying the exact same thing. Hundreds of thousands of people. Fuck. Millions of people. And here we are. And apparently Trump kicked Zelensky out of White House. I'm actually got the news on in the background right now. It's muted, but we are at that point. We're at that point. I'm at a loss because we're supposed to be better than this. We've always been better than this. That's the thing. This isn't like, we're supposed to be always getting better. No. We've gotten demonstrably worse in every way. We've lost our empathy. We've lost our critical thinking skills. We've lost it all. We are devolving because of this. This man who is a Pied Piper for all of our worst instincts. And he is indebted to the man in Moscow who pulls the levers. So, if there were ever any doubt that Donald Trump is Putin's puppet, as Hillary Clinton claimed he was during a debate back in 2016, this is it. I played the audio for you this morning. What do we gain by throwing Ukraine to the wolves? What does the United States gain from abandoning its post in the prevention of armed incursions into sovereign nations? What do we gain? What do we gain? Donald Trump seems to think that there's a big, beautiful ocean separating us from the fighting. I hate to break it to you, Donnie, but there are dozens of nuclear submarines parked off the American coast, both coasts, that could rain hundreds of nuclear warheads on us at any given time. And for the record, they've been there since the 80s. They switch them out every once in a while. You know, they take them home, refuel, get some fresh sailors on board, and then they ship them right back out. And we have the same capacity that we use in the rest of the world. Nuclear boats. It's just sitting, waiting. So the ocean doesn't protect you. It's inconsequential. Intercontinental ballistic missiles can make the trip across the world in 20 minutes. The new hypersonic missiles can go even faster. You're daring Putin to go further. We've not just abandoned our position. We're basically saying, take whatever you want, bro. We're not going to be involved. We're jumping out of NATO. Look, the Baltic states, they're next. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Maybe Poland. Maybe Georgia. Not the state, the country. Yes, geography fans. There's a country named Georgia that's a former Soviet republic. Maybe Moldova, another former Soviet republic. Maybe, and those aren't even NATO countries. They're just, countries. Appeasement won't work. Especially when you've told them in advance you're going with the appeasement route. So, Ukraine needs a lasting peace. They do. He's not wrong. But if they just give the country to Russia, there is no peace for Ukraine. Ukraine is gone forever. He said, God bless you, and I hope war never comes to your shores. This is where we are, baby. Tell someone that you love them today. Apologize for anything you might have done wrong, anything that's lingering, because people need to hear that stuff. I'm sorry to all of you for being such a downer all the time. I don't want to be. I really don't. But this is who I am. And if you've been along with me on this journey, you probably are used to it by now. And you know that my heart's in the right place. And I want happy, healthy people who are free from stress and strife, wandering this world trying to figure it out. But this kind of shit, this isn't going to make anybody happier. This isn't going to make anybody healthier. This isn't going to make our world better. And if you voted for this, You don't listen to this pod, for the record. You're a Trump voter. You're not listening to Trent Takes On going, this guy's got some good points. If you voted for this, you should know. You should know this man doesn't care about you. The people that prop him up, the people that make him who he is, they don't care about you either. That whole group doesn't give a flying fuck about any of us lowlifes. And if they bother to have another election, maybe we'll be able to right the ship. Who knows? Be good to each other. All right? Do something kind today. Also, today's a boycott, National Boycott Day. It's Friday, February 28th, for the record. And today we're supposed to be boycotting, all the major chains and all the major banks, so you don't use your bank cards or anything. And support small businesses with cash. That's what we're supposed to do today. Local businesses. And I'm going to try to do that. The no spending at like big stores is easy. We can all get by with one more day of not spending money at Target or Walmart. We've been boycotting Target for weeks. But be good to each other. Try to do something kind. Try to make the world a better place, even in one small, tiny way, because that's sometimes is the only thing we can do. So be good humans, all right? I'll talk to you again soon. Love you.